This is the HBCU Game Day podcast. We are speaking with Coach Edward Buck Joyner Jr. From Hampton University. Coach, I appreciate you for coming on. I know you guys have been on the road and just a whirlwind of games. I think you guys have played maybe 8 games in the last 2 weeks.
We played an NBA type schedule. This may sound crazy, but it's probably the best thing that ever happened to us. Because, again, due to the weather, we played our first 4 conference games a week apart. And we never got any rhythm. Through that time, I think we lost 4 to 5 players over a 2 or 3 week span.
Right.
Who were starting for us. Maybe not all at the same time, but 1 or 2 here, 1 or 2 there. So we never got any rhythm going. What these last 2 weeks have allowed us to do is kind of get those guys in shape by playing games.
Right.
Versus doing a lot of extra stuff, and then also allowed us to build some sort of chemistry. You didn't have time to think about the negative. All you could do is talk about the positive and try to keep going with that. So that's what I think those 2 weeks allowed us to do. Now, when we played at Hampton State the other night, that was the first night that I really saw that it affected our legs. I mean, we over those 7-8 games, we probably averaged 50 to 55% shooting from the field, and we defended well. During that game, for about 34 minutes, it was like we couldn't move and we couldn't make a shot.
Right. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. I noticed that as well because I have been, tracking you guys over the last couple of weeks, and I saw you guys were scoring, over 80 a game for a while there and shooting, such a high percentage. And I guess, that goes back to what you say about, those guys getting a chance to grow together and gel. And let's talk about some of the guys. Obviously, not too long ago, you guys went back-to-back championships, but last year, you kind of starting over with the new group. So talk about your team a little bit, starting with Jermaine Merrill, a guy who I think is making a really good case for a player of the year, as you guys come down the stretch.
With us, it kind of begins and ends with him. One thing I am pleased with him about over this last year as a freshman and then the first half going into the second half of his sophomore year, really more than him offensively, he's really grown as a leader for us. Where before last year we can count on him to get a shot off. Not always the greatest shot,
right,
but to get a shot off. Now he's learned how to get other people involved, not only averaging 20-some odd points a game, he's hitting around that 5-6 assists a game.
Right.
So we actually put a lot on his shoulders, not just offensively, but leadership-wise, and he's trying to come through for us, and learn how to trust his teammates, trust the people around him. Coming out of high school, averaging 33, 34 points a ball game, you don't trust many people,
right,
outside of yourself. So he's learning to do that. And then other than that, the other group of guys that we allowed to play as freshmen and sophomores last year, they're beginning to grow and fill into their roles, and understand what they do well. It's not about just being a scorer. You need some defenders, you need shot blockers, you need rebounders. Everybody's role is important, and what we try to stress to them is if you relish in your role, it's about the team, not about you or about I. So they're beginning to grow, as a team in that aspect and care more about winning than about anything else. So, and I think it's starting to show now, and they're beginning to love what they do and playing together.
Right, and talk about some of the other guys for me. Talk about Fisher and Bracy. I know Bracy, especially after the A&T game. That was a game you guys lost, but I know that Coach Joyner was talking about Bracy as a shooter, knowing that he's a guy that can really fill it up from out there. Talk about a little bit about him for the guys who may not know.
Again, he's always been a shooter for us, and it's not that he didn't have the ability to make shots. Sometimes it gets tough when everybody else knows that you're a shooter. So they actually played it. He didn't get any open looks. So he had a tough first half of the season. During the second half of the season, he's beginning to be able to get 1 or 2 dribble moves off to get a shot off. 2, probably more important, we became a better screening and ball movement team to try to get him the ball in situations where he can get a shot off, and he's beginning to knock it down for us. Kalen Fisher is probably, we talk about Jermaine, but Kalen Fisher and Akeem Mitchell are probably the 2 most important people on our team. because they are so versatile. Akeem actually plays 3 positions for us. Kalen plays 2, sometimes 3 positions for us. And not only do they carry the load that they do offensively to help Jermaine, defensively, they're the anchor of what we do. So I'm so pleased for those 2 kids because they work so hard. And outside of that, Trayvon Barnes, he's beginning to be the big man in the middle that we always knew that he can be. And it's not, it's tough when sometimes you're the only true big man. So you get caught out there banging every night. You get in foul trouble. You have to learn how to adjust to different players, different officials, different things. And now it seems like he's starting to figure that out. And he's a 4.0 student. So now he's becoming a 4.0 basketball player. And if he can keep doing what he's doing in the middle, I like our chances over these next 3-4 ball games and going into the tournament.
Right. And you talk about the tournament. It's a place where you've had a lot of success. You've got 3 titles under your belt. But a lot of these, and you lose guys like, coming out of last year, you lose guys like Johnson and some of the guys who really were key for you guys in that run. Has it felt like you've been rebuilding? From obviously you lose guys like that. They're seniors and they're tough to replace. But has it felt like a rebuilding effort? Last year and then coming into this year, or is it just kind of like a continuation?
It felt like you were rebuilding, and more than physically, you were rebuilding mentally. Last year, you got guys stepping into new roles and understanding that filling Johnson them shoes don't mean just, and Quentin Chivas and those guys don't mean just getting your name called out in the starting lineup. That's what a lot of people want. But again, realizing that when you're counted on to produce every night, that could be the difference in between wins and losses. And then coming more important to the physical part, then it comes to the mental part. That you have to be ready for that every night when you are the scouting report. When those little things that we ask you to pay attention to detail about, when you miss them, that could become the difference in games. And then also learning how to have amnesia when some of those things go wrong and get to the next night. So yeah, it's been a rebuilding process, or it's felt like that for us mentally, and physically. And now going into the tournament phase of it, which is it's a new season. You got to learn how to be intense, but also be calm. One thing we try to stress to our kids is, the regular season is just, it's really a prelim to what you want in the tournament. You try to do all you can in the regular season to ensure that you got the easiest road possible to get when you get into the MEAC tournament. But then everybody got a new season. So, we always tell them, I always tell them I want us to be the best team mentally and physically that we can be going into the tournament. Everything else before that is just, it is a prelim to that. So, hopefully we'll walk in there. Last year was losing on the last second shot for those young guys, fighting their way all the way back to finishing 3rd place, and then losing or tied for 2nd, I think, somewhere around there. Mm-hmm. But losing on the last second shot. Now this year going in there with the expectation and the belief that they can win. So, hopefully we'll keep going on the road that we're going there, so they're going there confident as ever.
Right, and you talk about the MEAC. It's the league that this year seems like it's more open than it's been in quite a while. Last year Central was kind of the lead dog, and everybody followed. They were kind of the team that everybody was chasing, and then the year before that it was you, and then before last 4 or 5 years it's been you and Central, and then you before that Norfolk State. And we talked to you about when you were in Greensboro about talked about how there was no easy trips. Do you feel like this is probably the most balanced that the MEAC has been in quite some time since you've been around there?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been head coach 9 years. This is my 9th year. Mm-hmm. Like I was assistant 3 years before that. From top to bottom, this is probably the strongest I've ever seen the league. From top to bottom. Mm-hmm. There's years that you've had a good 5 or 6 teams, or even less than that. But to be honest with you, you look at Dale State, who hadn't won a conference game, I think. Mm-hmm. But that Central game was a 3-point game. They came here and played us tough. If you go from the top team down to the bottom team, it's some tough games. Everywhere you go, it's a tough game. It's not that you can go look at someone's record and say, hey, you know what, this is a weekend and we can go play half-ass and then come away with the win. I don't think from 1 through 12, 13, how many teams we got in the conference? It's a tough game every night, and you better be mentally and physically, ready to play.
Hey everyone, this is SJG, and we'll get right back to Coach Joyner's interview in just a moment. But before we do, I want to tell you about something very special that I hope you'll be a part of. On March 8th, 5 p.m. through 8 p.m., we're going to have our tourney mixer. It's going to be at Janae's Sweet Lounge in downtown Norfolk, just right down the road from the Norfolk Scope where the MEAC tournament is going to be going on. So come out, represent your HBCU, your college, your Greek fraternity, sorority, whatever you want to do. Bring your business card. There's going to be a lot of great people for you to meet, and it's a great way to support HBCU Game Day as we continue to cover HBCU sports and shine a light on HBCUs overall. Tickets are available on eventbrite.com, and we'll have a link right underneath this video. Right. And, so of course we're in the middle of basketball season now. We're less than a month away now from the MEAC tournament, and in a month someone will be going to the NCAA tournament. And we know you've been there. But I want to ask you, first of all, condolences to you for your father passing. And we talked with April Emery, and she talked, kind of linked about your father. But has your team, kind of rallied around you, and I know he was close to the team as well. How have they helped, kind of deal with the transition?
The biggest thing that I can say for those guys, because they became very close to him in a short amount of time. The one thing or two things that I can point to is that they never quit. We went through some tough times. It was a period for about 2 months where it seemed like nothing was going right.
Mm-hmm.
My dad passed, and I appreciate your condolences for that. Thank you, and thanks to everybody who sent cards and emails, and definitely April, who he loved to death. It was like a daughter to him. But again, the first thing you have to deal with is that not only your own grief, but the grief of 12 to 15 other kids, and the grief of a university. He became close to Dr. Harvey, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard not to love my dad. He's funny guy, great guy. But first of all, they had to deal that they all grieve differently. So understood that we could get through the tough times, and that's some of the things that he talked about. Is about them never quit. So they never quit, and that's the one thing that I'm happy about. And I think that was the way that they kind of helped rally around me, even when times were down. I never felt like they were out of it, or they were down for whatever reason. So, again, that was the biggest help to me. And now, look like we're beginning to enjoy some of the fruits of our labor now, going through all that. Because, and then the other big part of it was getting past it. We had to get past the point of all the silence, the moments of silence and this and that and blah, blah, blah,
mm-hmm.
and just get back to basketball. Free your mind and get back to basketball. And the one thing I let them know was the best way to honor him is to do what they do now. Continue to play. If you want to honor him, the biggest way to honor him is to go ahead and try to win that championship. Because that's what he really wanted for this team and for us, and we wanted to do for him. So, we're coming out of that phase now. I think the guys are mentally ready. They moved on. So now we're talking about basketball, and that's a big part for me too.
Right. Great. And obviously, you come from a big basketball family. We talked about your father and yourself, and then, of course, your uncle and your cousin down there. And last year, I know you had won championships, and your uncle had won championships, but your cousin Steve Jr. got a chance to win last year. How happy were for him last year? Finally getting the chance to win in that tournament.
I don't remember who we were playing last year. Doing that CIAA champ, might have been Morgan State, somebody like that. But I made my GA he had to come every time out and let me know what was going on, with little Steve. And that was probably as a family, but personally, because we more than cousins, we're brothers. We grew up together. We lived together for years. When my dad was in Smith, and then I went to Smith in high school and all that, and then began to coach. Man, I think that was one of the proudest moments, even more than winning my own championship. That was one of the proudest moments for me, and I think for the family, was to see everything come full circle for him, and him be able to win that and do that for himself and the university that he loved. I mean, it was a big moment. And now he don't have to listen to talk jump to him anymore about he the only one that don't have. He got his own.
Right. And then obviously your uncle, his success speaks for itself. I mean, the court is named for him after there. You played for him. Everyone knows who he is and respects what he's done. But his team is playing some really outstanding basketball. I know you guys are engrossed in your season, but his team was, on a 9-game winning streak and really looking like contenders to win it all in the CIAA. How satisfying, would it be for you again, for him to win this one? It's been a while since he's won one, but it looks like he's got a team that can really compete down there.
Again, just like Little Steve, and we all keep up with each other, and we all talk all the time. But Big Steve is a staple of the family. Always has, and will be. And he's just a great guy. More than being just a great coach, he's a great guy. So. We always hoping and praying that they can keep it together and get him another championship. We all been joking with each other about how many each one of us got. I probably don't know. I don't remember, but I don't wish him any ill will because I think he'll pass me if he wins this one. But again, I hope that they can keep going, and I hope that the cards fall right so that he can win another championship and Little Steve get another one too. And if God willing, and I'm blessed enough with. There's 1 year that all the Joyners can get one, but that would be great. But I'm definitely hoping and praying that his team can keep going the way that they're going and doing the things that they're doing to help him get another championship. Down in the CIAA, that would be huge.
Right. And last question, I'll let you go. You guys, obviously, like I said, we got a little less than a month before the tournament, but, and I know coaches 1 game at a time, but if a month from now you guys are the MEAC champs, what will be the thing that will have changed from day one to then for you guys to be, hoisting that championship trophy if it is you guys?
Probably the growth of the young men to learning and knowing what it is to be on a good team and be a good team. I think all coaches would tell you today, and I'm all for the AAU and the EYB, all those circuits and things like that. I think we get a better kid, we get a better athlete because they've been exposed to different things. But I think with the movement of all that, a lot of kids today get lost on what it is to actually be a part of a good team and go through the ups and downs together. That would be the difference between day one to now. These kids would have went through all the ups and downs of a season, and I'm talking about the worst of the worst, from experience and seeing death and injury and bad weather and everything to get to a point where they can hold the trophy. Man, it probably brings tears to my eyes. Just to see that more not for myself, but for them, and for them to be able to handle it and finish the job. That would be the greatest thing in the world.
Okay. Well, Coach, I appreciate you for giving me your time again. I know you guys have been on the grind, and you got some games coming up this weekend. So best of luck to you guys, and we'll see you in Norfolk for the championships.
All right, man. I appreciate it. It was an honor for you to have me over.